Hey guys, Dave the MMP back on Yola for some little DIY fun. We got a bunch of little projects. I got some scan strut tools. I'm going to use it in the cockpit, and I got another one here for an iPad. I'm planning on using an iPad mounted in the cockpit, and I'll bring it to and from the boat. I won't leave it on the boat. Typically I'm going to run Navionics. I'm usually running Navionics on my phone. And the other thing I've been playing around with is what do I do about a chart plotter? You know, should I buy a chart plotter for the boat, or should I just use the tablet? I've got this little swing away arm here that I have a Lowrance depth sounder, and then I've got another one up here. Maybe I end up putting the chart plotter on the arm up there. I can see it from the cockpit when I'm sailing. But this is a big debate, and the thing about chart plotters, if you want to update the maps on it, you know, every couple of years you have to buy a chip, SD card, and update the maps. Whereas Navionics, you basically just pay for the app yearly. It's like 40 bucks, and you've got updated information all the time. So that's kind of what I'm struggling with right now. I mean, I can pick up a pretty cheap little B&G chart plotter for like 800 bucks, but then I'm going to be constantly paying a couple $100 to Navionics or Garmin to update the maps. So that's something that I'm kind of struggling with. Right now I'm only selling, you know, coastal around the Pacific Northwest, so I think Navionics is probably just the best way. I'm always in cell. I've got cell phone coverage typically where I am, so that's not a problem. The iPads that have cell network, you don't have to have a cell service for them, but they have the GPS chip, so they can always tell, even if you're out of cell range. They use satellites, and so they can always see where you're at with Navionics. So stay tuned. One other thing that I've been working on here is I took apart the alternator on my Yanmar and tested it on the bench. It seemed to test okay, but when I'm sailing with it and when I'm motor sailing or running it, the battery voltage never seems to really go that high. So I picked up a 100 amp unit, and the one in the boat says that it's 60 amps, but I'm not fully convinced that it's charging properly. So this one should fit there. I'm just hoping I don't have to modify this bulkhead. But if I do, that's what I'll end up doing. I might have to move this little clevis to hold the stairs. Okay, so here's typically my view from the cockpit. Usually I'm sitting in the cockpit here. I can see around the side of the boat. I can see up over the Dodger. And normally I'd be using this depth sounder when I'm sailing. I'd be using my compass. And I'm kind of thinking that maybe on the companionway hatch is where I put the iPad for navigation. You can have multiple of these little mounts and move this thing around. You could have another one here. This is one that has very high bond tape on it. I don't think it's gonna glue onto my no slip very good, but I could screw it down. These guys, you can screw them down. You can put your phone on them. You can put iPads on them. This is the phone mount. I need to get another one of these intermediate pieces that go between the base and the mount. So this is kind of what I'm thinking might be a good spot. I don't want to get over here. I originally thought maybe I was going to put it here, but then I think I'm getting into the winch area, and I'm not going to be able to run the line off that winch. So I'm kind of thinking the companionway cover might be a good idea. Okay guys, thanks for watching to the end. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next weekend for some more sailboat DIY.